Hi guys, it's me, Miss Mary, just coming in. I was cleaning up the kitchen and I had a thought and I thought that I would come in and share it with you. You know, doing this YouTube thing, I think I'm just going to make you a part of my life. Whenever I think of something that I feel like that's worth sharing, whenever I do something that I think is part of sharing, which I'm going to start doing that, but because today I just transplanted some pots, some plants, and I thought, I should be filming this and sharing this with my tribe. But anyway, I've got a couple more plants to transplant, so I will share those with you. But anyway, let's get straight to it. Miss Mary can go to the left or to the right, so we have to keep her on the straight and narrow. Anyway, I was thinking about the word perception, and I was thinking how deceiving perception can be. My husband and I, we went out with these friends. We've done it before. We went out with these friends. It was a while ago. And my husband always just skims over the menu. He never really takes it in. And I'm like really hungry. You know what I mean? So I'm like, honey, make up your mind what you want. So when the waitress comes to us, we can go ahead and place our order and get our food. And he's just kind of la, 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 la. You know what I mean? He kind of knows, but he don't really know. You know what I mean? And so by the time the waitress comes to us, then, he ordered his entree. And then with this entree came, she said, would you like anything else? He said, yeah, I would like a salad. And so she was like, what kind of salad would you like? And he like, almost like a deer in headlights, like, Then she starts naming off salads. So she said, would you like a Greek salad? And he says, yeah, give me a Greek salad. And I said, honey, you won't like a Greek salad. I said, first of all, you don't like the cheese that comes on there, the mozzarella cheese. You definitely don't eat beets. You don't eat olives. So nothing about the Greek salad he would like. But he just said, yeah, you know. And and so I was telling him, you don't want that. I said, you probably want more of a house salad. And she said, oh, a house salad? Like, would you like it with tomatoes and cucumbers? He said, yeah, that's what I want. And so he got that and he ate it. He enjoyed it and everything. But later on that day, I thought to myself, to outside people, it could look like I'm controlling. She's controlling what he eats. I mean, he said when the lady asked him, did he want a Greek salad? He said, yeah. But she told him he didn't like that. You know what I mean? Perception is so deceiving, especially when, and I'm going to use one of my husband's favorite words that he used to use all the time. He doesn't use it as much, is when you don't have all the pertinent information. So there's some things that's going on that I'm not at liberty to share, and even to our friends. You know what I mean? Because I'm respecting his privacy. But at the same time, perception can be so deceiving, and you'll think things are one way and they're not. And it reminds me of, I don't remember the actor's name, and if I did, I wouldn't call his name out anyway. Not that it matters, because this was publicly. I remember the actor who was playing in Chadwick Boseman's last film that he made. I can't remember the name of it. I don't want to call names. I'm just going to say the last film that Chadwick Boseman made. And one of the actors that was in there. Remember, when Chadwick was sick, nobody knew. Nobody knew. So this actor, he was on TV and he said it. So it's public knowledge. You know what I mean? He said that he called his wife and told his wife, because they was there filming. I don't know who he think he is. Like he's a king of, maybe that part that he played, Then the king went to his head and stuff. Like, he's got this big old entourage, people rubbing his feet and rubbing his back and following him around and catering to him. Little did he know that he was dying. He didn't know that because Chadwick didn't share that. So the people that you thought was his entourage probably was his doctor, his therapist, his PT, all of those people that was following him around was there to help him along his way to be able to finish and make this movie. But he didn't know that. So I'm just coming on here with this food for thought that a lot of times, and I've been guilty of it, I can see things and think, oh, she's controlling and or he's controlling, and maybe sometime the person is really helping the person more than what you perceive it to be. You perceive it to be controlling, but the wife and the husband knows that she's helping him. So perception, don't get it twisted. Just because everything ain't the way it looks. You know, it's like my mama used to say, every shed eye ain't sleep. You know what I mean? Or every closed eye ain't sleep. So you walk up on me and you thinking I'm asleep because my eyes closed. Perception. It's very deceiving if you don't have all the facts, if you don't know what's going on in the situation, you know. So it causes me to step back and make sure that I don't read into people's lives more than what I should read into it. Always taking the road that says, might be something going on that I don't know about. Might be a reason behind that. Instead of just assuming or going on my perception. You know, I can remember the time when my husband, for over 30 years, has opened my door. He's always opened my door. He's always got the groceries out the car. He's always pumped the gas. Always did that. But life has dealt us a turn. 35 years of marriage. And life has dealt us a deck of cards that says what? It's your turn. And not necessarily my turn, but because I'm physically able to pump the gas. Now, perception to somebody that sees my husband sitting in the car on the passenger side and me pumping the gas would be, that's a low down dirty shame that woman's up there pumping that gas and that grown man is sitting on the opposite side. Because you don't know. You don't know why she's pumping the gas. Perception, that's a low down dirty shame. He don't even open her doors for her anymore. But you know, I told my husband, for over 30 years, you have put me in the car. And now it's my turn to put you in the car. Or better yet, if you just get you in the car, baby, I can get me in the car. Does it hurt sometimes? Sometimes when we're with other couples and I see the husband open the door for his wife, I miss it. And I ain't gonna lie. I miss it because I'm that kind of girl. Open my door. Open my door. You know what I mean? Bring the groceries in the house. You know, I'm a firm believer and have always been. I'll be the woman if you be the man. And we've lived by that. I am the woman and he's the man. But life has given us an opportunity that says things are not the same anymore. So now I have to help my husband. I have to haul all the groceries in the house because if he falls or he hurts himself, or I know he's not physically able to do it. I know he's not. But at the same time, I know it hurts him to know that I have to bring the groceries in. Sometimes he'll stand at the back door and just say, baby, just pass them to me. And guess what? When I see him standing there, as I'm getting the groceries out the trunk, I'll take a few things out of the bag and make it lighter and pass it to him. Just because I don't want him to hurt himself. But at the same time, I know he wants to help. I know that part of his manhood. I don't want to strip it away, you know. So perception, it ain't always what it looks like. Remember, every eye closed ain't sleep. So let's not get caught up in perception until you have all the information, the pertinent information. Don't assume. Don't think you know, because you really, really don't know. Just food for thought, just sharing my life, not judging anybody, not blaming anybody, just life. Things change, you know, and that's the way it is. So we are doing life over here, Miss Mary, and just wanted to stop in and share some food for thought. Just wanted to come in, talk to the tribe. Just wanted to say hi. Okay, guys, like, subscribe, and share.